morning. I am Esther Rani, Assistant Professor, Department of Civil Engineering. In this video, we are going to discuss about a topic on mineralogy. In mineralogy, we are going to see about a topic on the properties of minerals. Mineralogy is nothing but the study of minerals is called as the mineralogy. In mineralogy, we are going to discuss about the properties of minerals. Usually there are many types of minerals. These minerals are formed from the rocks. There are three types of rocks. First one is the igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks and metamorphic rocks. These are the three types of rocks. From these rocks many types of minerals are generated. For example, if we take the sedimentary rocks, there are many types of minerals that are generated that are formed from the sedimentary rocks. A few examples for the sedimentary rocks are the limestone and the sandstone. When we come to the igneous rocks, these igneous rocks, it has an example of quartz. Quartz is one of the most important example for the igneous rocks. Next one for the metamorphic rocks. For the metamorphic rocks, if we come across the minerals, the most important metamorphic rock is the shale. These are the few important types of the minerals that are formed from the rocks. These igneous rocks generate minerals that are very molten state. These igneous rocks are formed by the cooling of the molten magma. So the quartz are very hard in nature. When we come to the sedimentary rocks, these sedimentary rocks are usually formed by the sediment of the sediment. Due to some sediments, these sedimentary rocks are formed. So these the limestone and the sandstone are the example for the sedimentary rocks. Next one, metamorphic rocks. In metamorphic rocks, these are formed due to some chemical and physical changes of the rocks. For example, the metamorphic rocks, we can choose the granite. Granite is one of the metamorphic rocks, one of the example for the metamorphic rocks. Next one, hardness. When we come to the properties of the minerals, the first one is the hardness. Hardness is nothing but hardness is a material's resistance to a plastic deformation is called as the hardness, such as scratching, abrasions. These are the resistance to some of the deformation. It is one of the main property for a mineral. It measures how rigid a material is and its ability to withstand the permanent surface changes is called as the hardness of a mineral. Next one is the color. Color is nothing but it is the wavelength of incident light observed, and the color we precise is produced by remaining wavelength that have been observed. It is called as the color of a mineral. Next one is the streak. Streak is one of the main property of a mineral. Streak is nothing but the color of a mineral in a powdered form is called as the streak. It can be tested by rubbing it on a rough porcelain plate. It is often more consistent than the surface color. The streak is one of the most important property of a mineral, where it is tested by the mineral is scratched on a porcelain plate, where the color of the mineral is tested. That is called as the streak of a mineral. Next one is the luster. Luster is nothing but the way of a mineral surface that reflects to the light is called as the luster. Next, the luster is the reflection of the light. That is the some of the minerals will be very transparent to the light, so that they will be very polished. It looks like a polished mineral. That is called as the luster of a mineral. It is an external appearance of a mineral is called as the luster. It is nothing but the reflection of the light waves is called as the luster. It describes the way of the light that interrupts the surface. It is the main property of a mineral. Next one, it can be determined by the glossiness and the brightness of a mineral. It is called as the luster of a mineral. Next one is the cleavage. Cleavage is nothing but a tendency to break is called as the cleavage. In this picture we can see two cleavage planes. A cleavage is nothing but a breakage along the flat surface is called as the cleavage. There are two types of cleavage in this picture. We can see the cleavage plane 1 and cleavage plane 2, which is the cleavage. First one is the cleavage plane is on the flat surface. Next one it is on the parallel planes. It is called as the cleavage planes. It is nothing but a fracture that is made on a mineral is called as the cleavage. These fracture, if the cleavage is more, then the hardness of the mineral is less. So the cleavage should be less in a mineral. Cleavage is nothing but it is a tendency to break along the flat surface or a plane surface, while the fracture is breaking irregularly is called as the cleavage.